Yo, 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 what's good, everybody? Hello and good afternoon from sunny slash rainy Costa Rica. I'm your host, Joey J. Ping, and today is another episode of the New Jersey Cannabis Podcast brought to you guys by Treez, which is our premier point of sale and e commerce partner for all things cannabis retail. And also, to shout out the RMR Podcast Network. Now, folks, today we have a very special guest. We've got Donut here with me, aka Dylan, but for this episode, it's Donut. Donut's his nickname, but everybody calls him that. He is a supervisor slash bud tender because you got to sell cannabis when you're in the retail store. Like, if
Always.
someone's on the floor, you're slanging some weed, right? Like,
Exactly.
so Donut here is a bud tender slash supervisor. He's been in the game a few years. We're going to talk to him about his experience there in New Jersey. He's in South Jersey in a city slash town called Marlton, and he works at a dispensary called Highway 90. Donut, how we doing today, man? Good afternoon.
I'm doing great, man. How about yourself? Everything good?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. It was my birthday 2 days ago, so we turned up a little bit. I
Yeah.
had some IPAs. I got some weed here in Costa Rica. It was a really wonderful weekend hanging out with the new fam. How about for you? Is everything going all right on your fam front? Everything now after the weekend? I know it was a little hectic for you there.
It was a little hectic for me. My wife's getting a little bit better. We're doing a little bit better every day. Can't complain though, man. We're living one step at a time, and keep the feet keep moving.
I love it. I'd love to hear that. And my best energy and a good get well soon there for you and your wife and the family there. Now today, Donut, we're going to be talking about New Jersey cannabis. Obviously, today's episode is the New Jersey Cannabis Podcast, so we've got to dive into your thoughts, your perspectives on the culture, the community, that cannabis. We've got to talk some weed.
Yeah.
And we've also got to talk a little bit about Marlton. I don't know where that is, so let's set the tone. Let's paint the picture. Where are you in South Jersey?
So Marlton is a nice little town in South Jersey. It's located around a million other big towns. One of the bigger towns that everybody knows is Voorhees. Marlton is more so like they have their friendly neighborhoods, but at the same time, it's more of like they have a nice business area that you can shop around with. There's plenty of malls. There's a bunch of shopping centers. There's stuff to look around at. It's just overall a very inviting place. They have a lot of like amusement parks to go to, like the Funplex and stuff like that. It's just a very family oriented area. That being said, they do have their cannabis spots too. That's not so family oriented, which is another great thing that they're coming up with.
Yep.
Um, Marlton's sadly lacking on the smoke lounge industry, but we're getting there one step at a time. Marlton's just got to prove that. Merchantville just proved it, so hopefully Marlton's next. But like I said, it's a very friendly, loving neighborhood.
Is this a suburb? Because my understanding of New Jersey is that it is one of the states, if not the state, that has the most people per like square foot capita or whatever. Like basically, people are on top of each other, like New York. And
Yeah.
so, even though it's small towns and whatnot, I mean, is there a lot of people in Marlton overall, or is this like a pretty suburban, sleepy town here?
I would say it's more of a suburban sleepy town because, like I said, you have all these neighborhoods that are tucked away in their little like spots with the cul-de-sacs and stuff, where it's just a friendly little neighborhood that's probably got like 50 to 70 houses in that neighborhood, and then the
Yeah,
rest is
just like
going to be
pockets of these communities and things like that.
exactly, and the rest you're just going to see like you're going to hit a main road as soon as you get out of the neighborhood, and the main road takes you for wherever you want to go in Marlton.
So it's safe to say that, like, we think about Marlton, or people think about Marlton. It's not New York City. It's not one of those boroughs. It's not Newark. Not what's that place over there next to Philadelphia? Like, you come across the border, you get some gas, and then you start driving throughout Jersey, wherever that is over there, right?
You
It's
talking
not
about
one.
like Delaware?
Yeah, it's not one of those like a transition town, like a transient town,
Okay.
like you travel through it kind of thing. You get gas and you keep it pushing. Like, this is a small little town, and the reason I ask this is because it's important. People always think the weed just sells itself. People just think that people are just friendly to weed everywhere. They just come in, they know what to buy. The weed just sells itself if it's good, if it's high THC, whatever, right? But we know different, don't we, Donut? We know it takes effort. We know it takes building community. Donut, what do you guys do there at Highway 90 to build community in Marlton? What do you guys do to connect with people, bring new people into our world?
Our goal isn't to just get you in and out. Our goal is to make sure that you're getting the right product that you're going to be happy with, that you're going to go home, if you want a sativa, you want to feel nice, euphoric, happy, you want to feel a little creative, focused, we have stuff for that. You want to feel nice in the couch, relax, couch lock, want to watch a movie, just unwind, maybe, empty out your fridge a little bit. We have stuff for that. We're very knowledgeable on that aspect with the terpenes, THC. It's not all about THC. We all know terpenes are what they're going to, determine the effects of what you're smoking. So we're all very knowledgeable, and we don't rush anybody in and out. We make sure that you guys get the best experience that we can possibly give you, and make sure that you're getting the correct products. And we
I
build.
love that. I love that.
We make sure we're able to talk to our customers like they're just another friend.
Cannabis is very personal for some and very social for others. What do you notice from a trend perspective or any maybe patterns that you see about New Jersey consumers? Do you guys notice that people like in LA, people smoke Kush, right? A lot of OGs, a lot of candies, right? What are you noticing people like to buy? What are you seeing from any patterns and trends and things like that?
So my thing is, I feel as though a couple of movies have definitely swayed people's opinions of weed and what the kind of strains they're going for. The biggest number one, strain that everybody's asking for right now is either Northern Lights or Pineapple Express. OG
Still.
strains. Yes, and
Wow.
they absolutely love it. They can't get enough of it. As soon as we get it back in, they're loving it. Every grower has their different interpretation too. So that's like a new thing they get involved with too every single time. But it is definitely a reoccurring thing of OG strains. You're not gonna. It's either that or funny names. Funny names crack people up. They love it. It just ties them into it. Once they learn about the terps and the THC and who grows it, it turns them on even more. But when you have something like Dirty Squirt, Taco Cat, Stankosaurus,
He said, "Why donut? Why'd you start with Dirty Squirt?"
dude, that's the number one. That is the number one that throws everybody off. And I'm not afraid to say it. I love it. It's a strain. We get to talk about it. But it throws everybody
Oh,
off.
that is so funny and awkward too. What a stray name, Dirty
Right?
Squirt, bro. You
That
know what
same
that makes me
company
think?
has Mega Squirt.
It makes me think of, and forgive me, but shout out rap, hip hop, and all my druggy friends. But it makes me think of taking a squirt and pouring some purple promethazine or like into a squirt like that,
Yeah.
right? That sounds like a smack. We don't condone that kind of behavior though for those people watching. However, a squirt does sound intriguing on that. Dirty Squirt donut. That's funny, dude. Okay, hit me with some of the other ones because that one just threw me off and got me totally psyched.
That's great. No, other than that, we do, like I said, there's a bunch of random names. Filthy Animals is one of my favorite strains by Kind Tree right now. I haven't seen it in a little bit, but it's such a good name. It's such a good strain. It always produces. I can't complain about it at all. Another one that people love to see is Skittles. Everybody loves their Skittles.
Yeah, everybody loves their Skittles, but you guys gotta change your name away from Skittles. We just got a cease and desist for an article about Skittles. Everybody's selling Skittles. You guys are gonna owe money if you guys don't get your shit together and
So
follow
it's
business right.
they follow that loophole a little bit. They spell it differently. It's called like Zittles or something like that instead of Skittles.
Yeah, I can assure you that Mars in the email did not care.
Yeah, oh, no, trust me.
I can assure all those people watching that if you think you're gonna outsmart those lawyers at Mars Company, you're not.
No,
They're
there's
on
no
it.
shot.
They're on it. We just asked probably literally in the last 30 days for sure.
We're definitely waiting for that cease and desist, but we haven't gotten it yet.
Dirty Squirt, obviously, as Skittles. I like Filthy Animals. Those are solid. Folks, for anybody watching, why don't you guys sit there, get high today, and name a strain, so the funniest name you can come up with. Drop that in the comments somewhere. I think that's hilarious. What a great day. Donut, what are some of your favorite products at the store? A lot of times people go in there and they ask for recommendations, right? They're always asking, what is the latest this? Or tell me about that. Or sometimes it's just they got their headphones in, they're not even listening, they're on the fucking call, they're rude as shit, you know what I mean? And like they're just going through there and they're just like, yeah, indica, cool. And then you got to make a decision for them on the spot, right? Hit me with your top five, bro. Like your favorite five, not the best, unless that's part of it. But hit me with your favorite five.
So if we're going with favorite five strains, it's definitely going to be Diamond Bar, Fig Bar,
Clay 9.
Yep, Boston Runts, which is Happy Farmer.
Yep.
Then we got J1, which is another Clay 9, sadly.
Mm-hmm,
And then we
mm-hmm.
have Donut Trip by Rhythm, which is another indica. Those are
Wow, an MSO making the top.
Donut
Wow.
Trip was
Okay, Donut.
really freaking good. It was really good.
Okay.
Rhythm is not like someone that needs a shout out. They do great on their own. Like you said, it's an MSO. But at the
Yeah,
same
not
time,
all MSOs do good though, but Rhythm does sell well by itself. Shout out. You know what it is, Donut. You can reiterate this, but it's good and it's not remediated for the most part, right? A lot of
yeah,
this, like that's what it comes down to, right? It's like it's
yeah,
it's good enough, and if not, kind of like surprisingly impressive because like
exactly.
you just don't have that high expectations for them, and then they surpass it, right?
Exactly. You have tried a million one strains by them, and then that one just stuck out like a sore thumb. I love it. It's one of my favorite strains. I can't get enough of it, honestly.
What's it called? Donut.
Donut Trip.
Donut and Donut likes Donut Trip, of course. I love it. No bias there, folks.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
right?
Come on, Donut. Okay, well, just because your name's Donut, what's your favorite all-time flavor of donuts? This is what's been asking me ever since you told me that was your nickname earlier. And
Yeah.
that's what people call you. In my head, I'm like, well, shit. What's his favorite toppings then on a donut?
So actually, my favorite donut is a French curler. I love French curlers. They're great. They're like crusty.
Google's French curlers.
Yeah. Man, I'm gonna have to show you that, man.
I'll
It's
pull it
it's
up. I'll pull it up right now. Keep telling me about it. Keep telling me about it.
so basically it's just like this donut that's like got a glaze on it, but it's got like these weird like grooves on it, and it's very crunchy, and it's not like a soft donut at all. And I
Oh,
absolutely love
a cruller or a curler?
a curler, like Curler curler.
Oh, yeah. This looks good. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
back
And
to the weed here, folks. Before I get sidetracked here, I'll let you know though. Here in the Caribbean, yesterday I had a donut, nothing crazy, chocolate glaze, but it had seashells on top of it because we were in the Caribbean, so it was just decorated. And I bought it and we ate it. It was great. It was a moment. I bought it for the photo, but then didn't make a photo. Just got a video. Now, donut. The question for you here that I've got is about Highway 90. You were telling me off camera before the episode a little bit of history, and I think it's important that we as Americans, we as anybody here in the country that wants to spend money on cannabis, that they get to ultimately get to decide where they choose to spend their money on, and they don't just let flashy marketing or celebrity brands all like control and dictate what they purchase, right? Because there's good products from other people, and it's a good idea to spend your money and share with smaller businesses. And so, Donut, tell me a little bit about Highway 90. Tell me a little bit about the owners and the story there. Whatever you're able to share, I would really appreciate it because I think it's important for a small business in a smaller town to be able to share their story to people.
right, and I appreciate that a lot. Basically, they started off as a retail center here, selling houses for people around. The Lawns actually owned this building. They actually decided to move into the cannabis industry once it became legal because they've always been, debating whether to get into it or not. As soon as it became legalized, they were like, we'd be dumb not to. They love the industry. They love the people. They already have a lot of connections in the industry. So, like with Massachusetts and Colorado, California, they know people. They don't, buy dispensaries out there. This is their only dispensary that they own. They just know people, and they took it as an opportunity to turn this into a dispensary, which they did, and it's been doing great, man. They give back to the people. They're able to give out discounts. They're able to give off, free stuff, free samples every once in a while to everyone. Just kind of give back to the community that's giving back to us.
what kind of promos and specials do you guys run there in Jersey? Because you talk about them knowing Colorado and people in these other markets in California and these things like that. And man, if they know people that are owning things in these other markets, then they know that they're giving away the house here in California. And they've had to give away the house in Colorado. And in Washington, where I'm from, you can't give away anything, so you're just basically suffocated by not being able to do anything at all. So what kinds of promos and discounts and specials do you guys do there in Jersey? Because you just alluded to the fact that like things are given away for free. Is that whether that's being literal or not? Are we allowed? Is it pennies? Is it dollars? Is it free? What does that look like there in Jersey from like a promotion standpoint?
So everything has to be, at cost. Sadly, we can't give anything away for free.
Yeah, so that was my question. Is because I was like, oh, my ears perked up, and I was like, oh, they can just do this and that. I was like, oh, wait, hold on.
I
Let's let
wish.
people understand because people are gonna fucking show up. These customers are gonna show up and they're gonna be like, oh, I thought I was gonna get a pre roll for free, and it's like, well, actually, we have to sell it to you for $1.
Yes. So
Or
basically, with like birthday pre rolls, we give a free birthday pre roll, but it's with any purchase. You have to purchase anything. It could be something as small as a lighter if you want it to be. We just request that you purchase something with it. Everything else is also pennied out. So basically, anything that we wanted to sample out to the customers, we basically would make that a penny for them.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes sense. That's pretty standard for all the different markets. And shout out to New Jersey for being able to have that kind of stuff in place because it's not a lot everywhere.
I appreciate you.
Mainly the one that I think about is where I'm from originally, Donut, which is up in Seattle area. Couldn't really do stuff like that. Period.
That's
Um,
insane.
Now, for you, you were talking earlier about some of your favorite 5 products, right? And I think it's important for us as someone who has the education, right? You have tried these products, you have the perspectives on it. Um, I think it's important for you to be able to share some of your thoughts and opinions on some of the brands that you guys carry. And so, from your opinion, you've already mentioned Clay Nine, you've already mentioned Kind Farms, I think you said, right?
Pine tree.
Kind Tree. Who are some of the other brands that customers can trust from a consistency standpoint? Because quality is subjective. Who is consistent? Who grows fire mids consistently? Who grows fire indoor consistently? Who's got the best? The couple brands of edibles, and who those knows. So, share if you wouldn't share your thoughts.
Yeah, I got you. So basically, sadly, not sadly, all of our flower right now is pretty much grown indoor. The only facility that has like a outdoor kind of grow is Glass Meadows, and basically their roof is like a glass roof that they can close off and have a metal sheet go over, so nobody can actually like technically see it when they don't want to.
Yeah,
So one of the regulations we have to follow. But out of all of our growers for consistency, for low grade consistency, like just the cheapest eighth you can get.
low grade is arguably the most affordable in theory.
Yes, that would have to be sadly Ozone. They kill it with price and consistency. The only reason they can kill it with price though is because MSO. They're able to provide that price for us.
Grow that much.
They provide consistency, which is scary. Everything is always going to be between that 25 to 30% range. It's never under, never over. You're always going to see that number. That being said, they have a mid grade side too, which is Ozone Reserves. I would not send people to that part. Just the $35 eights, I would send them for the regular Ozone. Anything above that for mid grade, we'd go to Happy Farmers. Happy Farmers is another really good company that has amazing strains that are always consistent. They never really slack under a certain number. They always get higher. That's it. And that being said, they are a local brand. They're great. I love Happy Farmer. One of my favorite strains by them right now is the Gunpowder Milkshake.
Gunpowder Milkshake.
Yep.
Back with these names again.
I'm telling you, man.
I rock with that. Jersey's keeping it spicy with these names on the strains. Definitely ears perking up with interest in terms of what these are called, man. Wow. And, and I appreciate you breaking down this power ranking pecking order in terms of the quality because it's important for people to understand. Everybody doesn't come in asking for top shelf, right, Donut?
No, not at all. Yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's like there's what we buy and what we smoke. Then there's what we recommend to people like us, and then the people that ask, and the people that aren't like us that still bring it up and that want to do that top. But most people are just buying. They got $20. They want to buy $20 worth of weed.
Yep, that's it. And listen,
Right.
like I'm not going to upsell anybody. If you want something that you want, I'm not going to leave you away. If you want that, I got you. That's not a problem. We can talk about it if you want to. I can teach you about the product if you want to. But I'll never stir you away. If you have something that's hard set in your mind, we'll keep it that way. Again, if you want to talk about it, we got you. We can hook you up. We can talk through all these brands if you want to.
It's this balance of trying to understand without projecting this judgment on it, right? Because it's like it's not even about their financial reality. It might be their taste preference, right?
Exactly.
Like there's got to be people in the world that prefer RC cola from whatever grocery store versus Coca-Cola, right?
Yeah. Exactly right,
I
man.
know that sounds crazy, right? But wouldn't that not be the white labeled replica versus the real thing, right? So
You,
it's just like for me, getting that understanding of where you put people have good things to say about ozone too. They mention it because it flies at those price points,
yeah,
right? It's probably moving units at 25, 30, 35 an eighth,
yeah.
right?
It's scary how much they move, honestly.
But
It's not
it's a
because
smart play for those kinds of groups, and honestly, for those people that are watching, not every MSO grows the best weed on purpose. They are perfectly happy being in some of these price points and existing. There are other businesses that have tried to improve their quality over the years and tried to compete and continue to get more small batch or with the right genetics or whatever it is. And for whatever reason, those strains often aren't communicated through the brand. Donut, how important is branding and that story there in New Jersey? Does your guys' team of budtenders and the consumers there in that town, do the customers care, number one? Did you guys as consumers care too? Did it matter? Clade Nine's not from there. Does it make a difference?
so where the growers come from, it doesn't make a huge difference. More so, people prefer out of the state growers because they know they've had their hands in the pot for a while, so they know they know what they're doing.
But you're saying in Jersey, people aren't being like, "Yo, I want that Jersey grown shit." Like they're
They no, they don't want New Jersey grown shit. Like they want people who are taking growers from out of state, like California, Colorado, that are bringing them to Jersey and growing for us. They want those people. They want people that are
interesting.
taking from other states and coming to Jersey.
Do you think
That's
that's because you guys started with that MSO culture before you guys had your own boutique local New Jersey craft guys? Because New York has fire weed up there now. You guys still have better weed, in my opinion, overall, because of Clade Nine, because of Garden State Greens, because of Garden State Banana through Garden State Greens, things like that. Hamilton Farms, great. New York, though, has more because of the craft license that's available that you guys didn't get as quantity of. You didn't get as much of that, right?
yeah.
It took too long. You had MSOs. Do you think that would had any reason into it?
I would say it had a little bit of a sway. Definitely, I would definitely agree with you on that.
Because the weed wasn't good in New Jersey for a couple years, bro. People weren't trying to go to shops to buy it. They were going to
Dude,
New York.
you had three to choose from. You had Grassroots, Curaleaf, and I forget the third brand, but they're all brands that not a lot of people speak highly of. Sadly, like, I'm
Yeah.
not going to talk bad about them. Every brand has their issues, but they're definitely talked down on by a lot of customers I've noticed in Jersey.
Shoot, bro, I don't say great things about Walmart, but my money gets spent there for very specific things because I know they got it. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yep.
And shout out those vendors for Walmart and shout out those vendors for Costco because I go to both places. You know what I'm
Costco's
saying?
great.
And I still find myself shopping at traditional grocery stores in addition between those two major super conglomerates. But, anyways, Highway 90, is that where you guys are located? You guys sitting on a Highway 90? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, so basically, our address is 90 Old Marlton Pike in
Mm,
Marlton, but then we're literally right outside this window right here is a highway, and that's 70. So that's why we took the highway 90. So you got 90 from our address, and then the highway right next to us.
come on, man. You guys were high as fuck when you came up with that. Let's go.
You know it. Come on.
Big shout out to the owners, man, and the team. You were talking earlier about how they owned other businesses. I don't know what those other businesses are, man. You said they owned a couple cool things, right?
Yeah, so basically they own a place called the Funplex. Funplex is kind of like a small amusement park. They have like a get-togethers. They have this thing called Adult Night.
Do they have putt putt?
They don't have putt putt. They used to have a mini golf course. I don't think it's still running anymore at the moment. They have like everything from like a bowling alley, go
That's sick.
karts.
That sounds
Yeah,
incredible, too.
it's a good time, man. They have like crane machines and stuff like that for the kids. It's overall a good time. They have an adult night, so if you want to leave your kids with a sitter for the night and you want to go have fun and reminisce of the old times, you can go back there, have some fun, drink, smoke, enjoy.
And that shirt you're wearing, is that y'all's merch?
Yes, this is one of our shirts that we
Yeah,
actually
that's
wear.
fresh. That's fresh, bro.
And then we got on the back the plug.
Hey.
We had to do it
Yeah. No,
up.
that's dope, man. We're always looking around. People always ask us like, how did you find this dispensary, Joey? Where do you find your guests? And it's like, yo, we go on Google, we go on Google Maps, we go on Weed Maps, and we look around and we look for dispensaries in towns. We look for dispensaries not in cities. We look for small groups all over the country to help you guys get the word out there, man. Because there's a lot of y'all that really care about this. There's people there in Marlton looking for more knowledge, looking for more education. And today, Donut, we appreciate you giving that education. Before we go any further, I got some more questions. I want to make sure we shout out our sponsor because without our sponsor, we can't do this kind of stuff. And so, big shout out to our sponsor, Treez, Treez.io, to learn more, folks, about advanced point of sale, analytics, e-commerce. If you want to just figure out how to grow more revenue as a dispensary, Treez is a great partner. Currently available across multiple states here in North America. Multiple groups that we've worked with over the years have called me and switched to Treez when other groups and other point of sales have gone down on certain days, and so we recommend them and we thank them for their partnership. Donut, we've talked about your favorite 5 products. We've talked about some of your favorite brands there, some of the top most consistent ones, right? Break down for me, what do you recommend for people there in Marlton right now that's new or fresh in the store?
So Clade 9 just dropped a concentrate finally that has been absolutely destroying the concentrate market. They are great. The consistency is amazing.
Say the brand again.
So the brand is Clade 9, but they're
Clade 9. Okay, yes, I thought I heard something different.
But they dropped a concentrate brand. It's called Locals Only.
Yeah.
I love them, dude. They are absolutely amazing. I can't recommend them enough. If anybody has a Puffco, a rake, or any kind of like dab smoking device, come on down here. I'll show you them, talk about them, hype them all up for you because they deserve it.
They crushed in Cali, bro.
See? Dude, they deserve
it. Locals Only was using Clade 9's material here in California, blew them up. I don't know that I see them so much here anymore, but that's because this market, folks, when you guys hear about California brands sliding and shifting their business away from California, know that it's because there's 1,100 retailers in this state. Know that there are over 2,000 brands. Know that dispensaries are not legally required to pay their bills. Number 4, beyond that, retailers shut down all the time and then don't pay their bills. And you're screwed, okay? I just dealt with the situation myself, folks, where I just let some people know, hey, I'm not doing this anymore. Take all your business to them direct. I don't want, whatever. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not helping. Like, one of them hit me back and was like, oh, yeah, we've been closed for like a month or 2. In my head, I'm like, you didn't even let nobody know. Y'all just went silent without even telling nobody. That can happen, folks. You just don't know. This industry is volatile. That is the point. Donut, what is some advice that you have for people to get in the industry? If someone wants to work as a bud tender, be a retailer, become a supervisor, manager, general manager, what are some of the tips and tricks and advice that you have for them to work their way up and gain some respect and a better paycheck ultimately?
Well, to start that off, I always tell people, don't overthink everything. Don't think that you need to have top-notch knowledge of weed coming into this. We just want you to have the basics understood. We can teach you along the way, terpenes, sativa, indica, hybrid. We can teach you about brands, who's growing what, where they're growing, who they're growing for, if it's an MSO or not. We kind of, don't expect you to know all that right off the rip. So to all those people, don't worry about that. We will explain it to you. Another dispensary, even if it's not Highway 90, I'm 100% positive. They will run you through everything. You don't need all the knowledge. We will train you that part.
Yeah, absolutely.
That being said, we also do want you guys on your own time, products, making sure you know what you're talking about, and not just, lying to customers, because that's the biggest thing. We're in an industry of customer service where your word is key. And if your word isn't key, then it's meaningless. And at that point, it's a meaningless sale. And we don't want that. We don't need that. You got to work.
Donut, hold up. We lost connection there for about 10 seconds. Can you run it back about what you were just saying? This section, just this specific point.
Yeah, not a problem. Sorry, you want me to run through the whole section back real
What's
quick?
this specific point, the one that you were making now?
Gotcha. Sorry, I lose my train of thought.
Something about sticking to your word and being authentic with your word.
Yes, you don't want to lie to your customers. You don't want to tell them, like, if you have a sativa bud and they're looking for an indica, you don't want to say, oh, yeah, no, this is sativa because blah 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 blah. Don't worry, it's going to act as an
Don't talk
indicator.
out of your ass.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Don't do that. We don't need that. We don't want that. It doesn't look good for anybody. You don't want the customer going home and freaking out, having a panic attack because they got the wrong thing. It can cause a list of issues. So we just want you to do some research on your own time. We don't expect you to know it. Just kind of do it throughout the time you're working here, and just prove to us that you keep learning. And the more you learn, the more you can provide. The more you can provide, the more you can move up. That also being said, in the industry as a bud tender, there's a lot of downtime. You get a lot of downtime. You see a lot of other people, sitting on their phones or something like that. Try to be that person to, step forward and go through products, make sure everything's organized, clean, some windowsills or something like that. Like there's a million and one things that people can be doing just to make sure the customers are having a little bit more better of an interaction there. And, as long as you're doing all that and keeping up with the pace and learning every single day, there's nowhere to go but moving up in this industry.
Yeah. Don't know. You know how people are usually on the go when they're buying weed and shit? Like they're like, come on, man, I gotta go. Like people, and I too, man, I hate waiting in lines. You know what I'm saying? Like people get like, you can just feel like that anxiety and their kind of frustration building up sometimes, the impatient ones. You got the tappers, right?
Yes.
You got the phone scrollers, then you got the arm crossers. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So this little segment here is called Quick Recs because I gotta go, man. I'm on the move. So I just want you to hit me with the first one single quick recommendation. I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna name a category or a type of product. You hit me with the first one that you would recommend. All right.
Gotcha.
All right. We're gonna do 3 of them.
Gotcha.
We've never done this. I just came up with this because I've been ripping these vapes the whole time I'm sitting here.
That's awesome.
So quick rec number 1. Yo, man, my vape just died. What's your rec?
Not a problem. So if you have a vape already that's just, a cartridge, we can get you a brand new cartridge. Or if you have a disposable, an all-in-one device.
I got a 510 battery.
510 battery, then we're going to go straight to Timeless. Timeless has a great selection of products that we have right now. And my number one strain from them is actually going to be gummy worms.
Gummy worms. Is that some cured, live, or disty?
That's just a distillate, surprisingly. That is just a regular distillate.
I'll take it, though, because gummy worms, that's something that I could send my mom, and she would like that as a gift. I would rip it first, then I'd ship that to my mom quick. All right, thank you for that quick rec. Number 2, quick rec challenge. Donut in the building, Highway 90, Marlton. Donut, are you from Marlton?
I am.
Marlton's highest, legendary in the building. Let's go. All right, quick rec number 2. If I was going to be hanging out with my friend Wayne at a lounge here in LA and I was flying back, but I'm in New Jersey right now and I'm going to stop at Highway 90, you know what I'm saying? And I was going to take a hot dab with my homie Wayne, and the hot dab was going to be rosin. What's your quick rec?
Oof, Rosin Zeno by Rhythm. They have a live resin sugar called Zeno. I would take it right out and show it to you. It's at a great price of $55 for a gram, and it is one of our most solid recommendations other than locals only.
Okay. So some live resin there, some live resin. Wayne would definitely do a hot dab of some live resin. That's great. Okay, and last but not least here, quick rec. I need 2 pre-rolls. Quick rec.
2 pre-rolls.
Top shelf in a pack. Ready to go.
Top shelf in a pack. So the top shelf Craft Kings, right off the bat, Clade 9. It's a mixture of their blends. We got a sativa, hybrid, and indica. We're going to go with the sativa and hybrid most likely, depending on how you're feeling with that.
Nice.
And then on top of that, if you're going for a 5-pack or a 6-pack, we're going to go with either Lowell Smokes or we're going to go with Rhythm. They have a 5 and a 6-pack. Sadly, we don't carry a lot of other 6-packs, but the Rhythms are infused. They have keef on the outside. They go for $45 for a 5-pack. Highly recommend them.
That's not bad. That's $9 a joint for an infused pre-roll. That's not too shabby. Oh no, that's $45. You said
$45 for a 5-pack.
That's even cheaper than that. That's not too bad. That's like $7.58. Okay, per pre-roll for infused. Yeah, that's not too shabby. Donut. Okay, with the quick recs, I appreciate your participation there. Those are some fire quick recommendations, man. Now I'm thinking about the fact that I have my medical card. I'm a medical patient, right? I actually have a medical card. If I need to show it to you for you to be able to talk, I'm happy to flash it so that way we can have this kind of conversation, right? You know what I'm saying? This doesn't do anything in New Jersey because it's a California one, but this is the direction of the conversation. My back hurts. I need a wellness product for some pain and inflammation with my back. That's the next part. Medical rec for me. And then after that, I need a sleep product. So, what do you recommend for me? Pain for my back, and also too, I need something, to go to sleep, brother. CBN is a big thing. I take a lot of CBN products already, so hit me.
So CBD is going to basically what we're going to go with if you're not looking for a high dose THC. If you're not looking to feel too high with it, you're going to go with CBD. CBD is a great anti-inflammatory slash. It's going to help relax you. It has antidepressant properties, anti-anxiety properties. Highly recommend it. Like Wana, they have a couple of ratios that are THC to CBD. Like they have an exotic yuzu. It's a 2-to-1, so you're going to get that nice little mixture of 20 milligrams of CBD to 10 milligrams of THC.
Yeah, I need that. That's a good one.
See, that's a great one. I highly recommend that. If
Keep
you're
me loose, man. Keep me from getting stiff, donut. It's terrible, man. It's like I'm a dry donut, and I lost my little bit of spring. You know what I mean? It's just.
So if you lost a little bit of spring, we're gonna go back to edible section. I'm sorry to do this to you, but it's always going to be edibles for me for that pain relief. Other than you could, if you're looking for flower, we could go with more of the caryophyllene terpene. Caryophyllene is a terpene that helps pain reduction, anti-inflammatory to the max. I would highly recommend anything with caryophyllene.
Donut, you know your terps, you know your brands, you know your edibles. I walked you through categories. My friend, I've enjoyed this conversation with you, man. I appreciate you sharing the platform with me today, sharing your time. Being patient and agile as we navigate both work and life and traveling and all these different things. And I think it's important for people to remember a couple things and take away a couple things from this episode, Donut. First and foremost is we're people first and we're all different. That's the number one rule they teach us first, right? Is that weed is different for everybody, right? Yep. Obviously treat people with respect and do all those things. That's huge from a human perspective. But in cannabis, weed is different for everybody. And so, Donut, what is a message that you have or that you would like to share with the people in relation to cannabis, their use, maybe a piece of advice for something to them or anything in that realm?
Thank you, Joey. The only advice that I would have to people is, especially for beginners, you can always smoke more or eat more. You can't take it back. So always start off less with edibles.
Low and slow.
And then on top of that, if you're not doing edibles or flower, you're doing more of the pen stuff. I tell people and always recommend people, please start off really slow with those guys. A lot of pens are sneaker uppers. They will wait a little bit before they hit you. So that way, you're 20 hits in, you're already starting to feel it. Well, now you're going to get 10 times more than potency because you've been hitting that thing for so long. So my message to everybody, is low and slow. Make sure you take your time with it and enjoy, man. You really got to, this is a community. We're all trying to do the same thing. Just keep that in mind. We're all just people, like Joey said.
Come on, man. Appreciate you for the advice. And for everybody watching, definitely something for you guys to take home with you there is, we're all people, right? Low and slow, as I said, and as he reiterated as well. You can't go back. Once you eat it, once you go back, once you eat those old school edibles, those trips, the power of that, they were different. Now everything being dosed 1 to 10 milligrams a gummy or an edible or whatever it is pretty easy. Even the 100 milligram gummies, they're all marked so you can slice them. So it's not like it's, you'd have to literally just go out of your way to eat the whole thing at this point. Yeah. And so just important for you guys to ask any questions as well. Donut, I know you guys have a website. What's your guys' website there at Highway 90? Where can people reach out, place a pickup order, get a hold of you guys?
Yeah, if you just go to the highway90.com, it's THE highway HIHWAY 90.com. Yep. Basically, if you shoot over there, you can place an order on there. You can contact us. We have our phone number on there. Other than that, we also do have an email, and the email is also located on the website. It's info@thehighway90. So if there's any other problems with communication, we always have another open line.
Yeah, anybody driving along Highway 90 there, right? Yeah. Driving along the roads there, be sure to pull over, then place your pickup order. Don't drive a semi and place your pickup order. We don't need that to happen, right? We don't need any of that kind of stuff. Always be safe, folks. One of the other things I want to mention is hydrate. I feel like hydration is always not mentioned enough in cannabis, something that I want to be pushing more. Smoking, vaping definitely has impacts on the body. Dehydration is one of the side effects of it. And just something to always be mindful of it is if you are new to cannabis, always have water while you're smoking, drinking, vaping, eating it, whatever it is. as that will at least help keep you somewhat balanced. But yeah, Donut, thank you again for your time, man. I appreciate it. It's been a pleasure here for you. The last thing I'd love to do before we get out of here is just shout out to our sponsor again, Treez. Thank you guys for powering the episode and giving these retailers and people like Donut a chance to share their stories. Donut, I didn't ask this at the beginning, but how did you get into cannabis? I guess this can be the last question. How did you get into weed? How did you get into cannabis?
I've always been, researching since I was younger. I wanted to get into agriculture actually and grow the product myself. I actually leaned out of it. I went into home repair. I didn't think it was going to be an option for me. Then Jersey legalized it. I got in touch with Sierra. Everything worked out to the point where I already had previous knowledge. I was able to, provide it and show more. So I decided to get into the sales aspect and jump into a dispensary.
I love that. I love that for you too, because without this legalization, it's not to say that we would all be doing boring jobs, but a lot of us would be doing a lot more boring jobs out
Yes,
there. And
exactly.
it would be a less fulfilling life for thousands and thousands and thousands of people, let alone the impact that you guys are having on helping people in their daily life and helping them with chronic pain and PTSD and anxiety and depression and all these different things. A lot of people rely on budtenders and staff for those kinds of advice, and I appreciate you making the recommendations today for me. Hypothetical scenario, folks, just me and what I was looking for based on what I got in my situations, and if you guys have any questions, be sure to reach out to that info at email he mentioned, or look for them on their socials. Appreciate everybody for you guys for watching. This was another episode of the New Jersey Cannabis Podcast. I am Joey J. Ping, host and co-owner of Respect My Region here on the RMR Podcast Network. And today we've got Donut, aka Dylan, supervisor there at Highway 90 in Marlton, New Jersey. Donut, thank you again for your time. Everybody, we'll see you next time.